Hello and welcome. I am Webweaver and I'm so glad you have found my channel here today. So this is my weekly tarot reading where I draw a card for each day just to give us some kind of idea of what our week's going to look like ahead. As always, these readings are for entertainment purposes only. And for this, I have been using the Steampunk Tarot by Barbara Moore and illustrated by Ali Fell. I like this deck because each card has a like 1 or 2 sentence summary that they've put together, like a quote kind of thing. So I am I like to pull that when I'm reading these cards. So this is going to be for Monday the 9th. Through, hang on, I think it's the 15th. I think it's February 15th is the Sunday. So Monday to Sunday. Okay. I know tomorrow's the 9th because I have a medical procedure tomorrow. And I don't read reversals, and I did not think of that when I went to shuffle these, so I am going to have to just make sure I pull them correctly. I think that's yes, okay. All right. What do we need to know for this week ahead? What do we need to know for this week ahead? What do we need to know for this week ahead? What do we need to know for this week ahead? All right. We will stop there. So for Monday, we have the 9 of Cups. So 9 is almost an ending. 10 is usually the ending here. Cups have to do with emotions, intuitiveness, psychic abilities. That's the Cups realm. So for the 9 of Cups, this is satisfaction. It's wish fulfillment. And I'm sorry if you hear noises. My oldest is getting a shower down the hall and is not quiet in any shape or form or fashion. So this is hospitality. You can see she runs a tavern here and has the cups lined up and is welcoming us to the tavern. So it could be gatherings or wish fulfillment, material well-being, physical well-being, emotional well-being. This is a happy time. She's happy. She's providing for everyone. Everyone that's being provided for is happy. So Monday, that's an awesome card to have. The quote for this card is, "Come in and welcome. Your every desire will be served with a warm smile. Order carefully." So make sure you know what you wish for. All right, so for Tuesday, we have the 3 of Pentacles. So Pentacles is the physical realm. It can be money. It can be your health. It can be your possessions, things that you own. I know when Libby reads and other readers do, a lot of times that can be votes, the physical. But with this one here, the 3 tends to be people working together in some way. I always think of like a pyramid. You've got or a triangle. You've got the 3 points and they're all working together. So this is like teamwork, plans. The man is reading over plans for something. They're working to construct something in this picture. So it can be hard work, employment progress. Oh, I hope that's the case. Oh, we've been in a rut here. but it's successful, right? There's teamwork, there's planning, there's hard work, they're competent, they know what they're doing. Something is manifesting, something is happening. So the quote for this card is, what does it take to create a thing of beauty? So that is our quote for Tuesday. Wednesday, what do we got? We have the moon. All right, so typically, let's see. I think it's the following week that we have the full moon, so that's interesting. I was gonna say, wait, do we have a full moon that day? Because that would be really cool. That would have been really, really fitting, but alas, we do not. That is the next week. However, the moon is illuminating things. So we have the crab here, and the crab kind of can symbolize fear. It can be a scary thing, but it can also be illusion. It's not real, right? But a lot of times with the moon, things are being revealed, right? There's the light hitting the moon and the light is coming down. So there's darkness around, there can be danger around. It can be confusing because when you're in the dark, do you really know where you're going? And you've got that one light there, but that light is showing you the way. So seeing through the darkness, seeing the path ahead, doesn't mean it's not dangerous, right? You still don't know what's out here, but you can at least see the path ahead and you can tread carefully. So the quote for this card is, "It was all so strange, and I cannot remember it properly." Well, you know how dreams can be. All right. So Thursday, we have justice. Justice needs to swiftly come for some of us. I'm sorry, I've been reading the Nobody's Girl by Virginia Giuffre, sorry. And justice needs to come. So this can mean justice. Obviously, we've got the scales of justice here, and cards are being laid. There's obviously things already on the other side. It can indicate a decision that needs to be made. Very much a Libra card with the scales, and a lot of times for Libras, making decisions can be difficult. So a decision may need to be made, taking into account, cause and effect. Because we think of Lady Justice, this could be legal matters. It could be a court case. I often think of, anytime I see scales like that, I think of the Egyptian mythos and how when the human body would die, there'd be that journey in the underworld and your heart would be weighed against the feather of truth. So if you're honest, honesty and integrity, those kind of things come to mind for justice. And honestly, it's kind of a reap what you sow in a way, because it's the consequences of your actions. If you acted justly, you're fine. If you did not, well, justice is going to find you, right? So the quote for this card is, "You play the hand that you were dealt. The way you play it will determine your next hand." So justice for Thursday. So now we have Friday, the World. Oh my. Okay, we've got 3 major arcana here all in a row. That's interesting. And the World actually comes right after justice. No, I'm sorry. I'm tired. My math is not mathing. Math is not my strong point, by the way. So the World is an end of a journey, right? It's a successful arriving at journey's end. You've got the 4 elements here in the corners. You're fulfilled. there's some sort of accomplishment at Friday, the end of the week, man. We have a wonderful card. Victory. You know, you look very victorious, but when you come to the end of a journey and you get where you meant to go, and you had gone through all these trials that went before, from the beginning of the Fool's journey all the way to the world, that's success, man. You know, that's a victory. That's an achievement. So it is a journey, successful end, successful completion. The quote for this card is, ta-da! So if that doesn't sum it up, right? Okay. So now we have Saturday. Saturday's no good. All right, so Nine of Swords. This is a nightmare, right? The person's laying in bed, and there's the 9 swords hanging over their head. I mean, what more could you imagine for a nightmare, right? So, but it could be a drama queen. That is typically the drama queen card. But it's also your worries. Maybe guilt over something, anguish. But worry and regret and guilt, like, that can eat you away. That can really cause a lot of physical problems even. But this is in the mind. Swords are air in the tarots. So you've got lots of worry and whatnot hanging over your head. The quote for this card is, the long dark tea time of the soul isn't nearly as romantic as one imagines. So, you know, Saturday's looking like there might be some worry involved. But it's in your mind, right? You got to get control of that. Okay. And then on Sunday, we have the 5 of Cups. And you can see here that the individual has their head on the bar. Again, Cups is emotional. So we just had a rough mental situation there. But now we've got a rough emotional situation. So this is loss. I mean, obviously this person is grieving some kind of loss, regret, dissatisfaction, wanting the things that you can't have, or things that are not beneficial for you. And there's an experience of loss or grief. And the quote for this card is, I told him not to mind about the mess, but he was too far into his sobbing and couldn't leave off. So there's some kind of mental toil here, some kind of worry, and then on Sunday we have some kind of loss or wanting things that we can't have. Okay, so a rough weekend is what it looks like after a pretty fantastic week. The weekend might be a little rough next weekend. All right, so I hope you have a wonderful week. I'm going to get this posted. I did do a video for Tuesday already, and I will schedule that for tomorrow's release because I have to have a medical procedure tomorrow, which I'm glad to see this card come up. So it's, you know, it's the first time I will have ever been under anesthesia, so it's a little nerve-wracking. So yes, I probably won't be on tomorrow live. I will have my one scheduled. All right, so I hope you have a wonderful week. Blessed be.